here's something else that I don't like is that whenever I gave my release, my records request was dated May 9th. Okay, was the date that I have, May 9th of 2022, and it's just like how does and this was faxed on, May 5th, 2022. I've got one of 8 pages being sent with this. Once again, and this is a going trend when these fuckers are doing their fraud shit, the to and from on a lot of my faxes, relating to my claim, there's just minimal, if any, right? If any information, right? And so it's like you have no clue, like, who really sent this, who sent this to and from. It's like, it's impossible. It's impossible. How the hell they're just like fucking whiting out the shit. I don't even know. How do you even send faxes without even putting in this information? It's fucking crazy. But, these fraud fuckers over there at this goddamn carrier where they're doing, suppressing claims to not hold these employers accountable, and, allowing a platform for employer fraud and basically scamming their fucking claimants. That's how they do it, right? This is a part of the game. This is part of that fraud game where, of course they're not going to want you to know all their information as they're doing nefarious shit. It's fucking goddamn stupid motherfuckers. But this is pages 1 through 8. But yeah, I don't like that this is dated the 5th, because I didn't sign over that ROI until the 9th. And for these people to get these records without without my consent is bullshit. And I don't know what the final, because the only thing, whenever I printed this PDF out, it only gave me the last two, so pages 7 and pages 8 of this thing that was sent on May 5th. This is all that I got. So I don't know what was on those last 2 things, but for who decided that it was okay for them to receive this? I didn't sign it. Like I said, I gave permission and I signed a deal where they could get something on 4 days after this date. So why the fuck are they releasing it premature to my authorization, would be my question. And why the fuck are a lot of my goddamn fax things not filled out all the way? Dude, these fuckers over here at the workers' compensation, they pull this bullshit all the time. These nurse case management companies, they fucking do this bullshit all the time. I'm seeing this a lot in these medical shits. It's just whenever I'm cover letters and the to and froms, and whenever you look at them in the things that were faxed back and forth or whatever in my claim, it's fucking piss poor. These things are piss poor. Filled out or shown to be have the correct or like any information at all. Like the only thing that they're showing that this came from was that there was 8 pages. And it's just it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. But that's what you get whenever you deal with fraud. So thanks a lot, fuckers. This is that deal that I had to make, the before and after, where it's showing where all of a sudden there's this BWC order on May 13th of 2022, but on my screenshot, which goes up to June 23rd, right? There's no 513 here. But this photo here, this before, it also shows on 5/10 right here, on May 10th of 2022, they received a C-101, which is an authorization to release medical info. And one thing that I noticed that was a red flag for me was that it was only one page. It shows it only being one page. Well, this is a copy of the medical release that I filled out for them. This is the front page, and then this is the back page. So for this thing to only have one page, it's a red flag, because the release that I signed before I was ever represented or anything, I didn't have no lawyer or nothing. In fact, I thought that this guy right here, this S.E. Sine guy, was my claims representative. Come to find out, he wasn't. He wasn't my claims representative. But it even says right here, look, on May 9th, it says I sent over, the request pertaining to my records from October to present day. So that'd be October 2021 to present day, which would be, May of 2022. Please don't give up on my claim. It's hard to be organized while being off and on homeless in my vehicle. There's some truth to that. Please focus on my back appointment I completed on December 9th of 2021. And that is an appointment that I had to do while employed. I should have never have done it, but I had to do it because I didn't want to get fired. But, they recognized this appointment in the very beginning. And then very quickly do they forget about this appointment. And the Ohio Minutemen Ohio comp helped them do that. But some things that I don't like about this is how you see how here where the zeros are, how I cross through them. See the zero and I cross through it. Zero, I cross through it, right? Zeros, I'm crossing through them, right? Anyways, it's just, right here, I think that this was added afterwards, because I would have crossed through these zeros. It's like a habit of mine. And furthermore, it's not even checked. So, and it's not, I never said anything about these dates. In my deal, I never would have thought to have put, 2009 to 2011, on this report. So I think that this was added after the fact. And for those reasons, that the zeros aren't crossed through, and also it's not checked over here, which is a red flag. But I said exactly what I said in that email, October 21st to present day, okay, and this, which is what I said which is indicative of what I said in the email, right? And then this is the last page of that, and it, I say I do not want sensitive, information, or treatment released without my authorization. And this was only a one-time disclosure, if all needs satisfied. And you can't say that I had a legal, because it's literally it's me, writing. That I adhere to this, and of course, the VA didn't put any date released or released by. There's, nothing there. But point being is that this is a 2-page, authorization, and it's just, in my claim file, they've only got that this is a 1-page. So I didn't like that. And then come to find out, that the VA had actually released, some records to the BWC on May 5th, which is what I show in that in the first video of this thing is, and I never knew about that. This guy kept asking me, for my records and stuff, and I'm trying to get them, but and then I ended up filing it on this date, right, which was because this guy kept asking me to, because I thought that he was my I thought that this guy was my claims representative. Come to find out, he's not. He's a medical expert or something. He's a fucking cocksucker is what he is. But yeah, no, this December 9th of 2021 stuff, I found it a year and a half later. I mean, it took me over a year to find that shit. It was no longer in my claim file, and I don't find that to be, by coincidence either. But, whenever I was telling Tara DeColey about, the issues that I had with some of my releases, there ain't no way in hell that my HIPAA rights and stuff was not violated during this. But if you look at this, release, and they show like what they release, over here in the comments, inpatient discharge summary from 02 to 2011, what does that even mean? Why does it even say that? And then furthermore, like where it says comments over here, okay. Inpatient discharge summary from 2002, from 02, so February of 2002 to June of 2011, medical records pertaining to, and then it just ends. I wrote in here pertaining to 12/9 of 2021 with question marks, but it's just, that sentence is never finished. So it's like, pertaining to what? And they say that there's only 23, documents released, which these are the 80 pages that were released, that everybody just took and said, it's a shame that they took one singular diagnosis of my lower back and ran with it, and then my fucking law firm just allowed it to happen. It's total bullshit. But this this CMP exam, I never even went to it. And it's a shame though, because the reality is that I did have a lot of thoracic, mid upper back diagnoses, way outweighed the amount of low back diagnoses, even in this fucking fraudulent ass paperwork, But it's just, I don't like that these dates are here. I never said anything about that. I don't know, I wouldn't have even known to have even put that, but the fact that they're here, it's just it's just a lot of shady stuff. It's just a lot of shady stuff. It's shadiness. It didn't reflect truth, and if it did, then I wouldn't have any issues with it. But obviously, I do have issues with it. So, but yeah, I totally think that this shit right here was added in after the fact. Totally, that's what my gut tells me. So, yeah, but then again, it's like, so why the fuck is 513 in here, but it's not here, and it's just, this is ugly. This is it's insurance, upper echelon. It's a real deal what I went through, real deal. Congratulations, everybody, gonna put me in a fucking wheelchair. Good job. Here's a copy of this thing, but I did want to show this real quick. Is they're saying right here that they received it on on this fax transmission 5 May 10th 2022 at 12:04 p.m. I thought that I had sent this thing over the day before, but I mean, regardless, I don't know why that they would send my medical. I don't know why the Dayton, you know, VA would be sending over my medical records 5 days prior to me submitting. We'll just say 4 or 5 days prior to me, actually signing and authorizing the release of my medical records. So, but yeah, the other thing I just showed y'all, it didn't have this fax transmission thing, but there it is right here. So.